Hello and welcome back to the Dolecast. Before we get into it, we want to tell you a little bit about our brand new sponsors, Great Outdoors Barbecue Co. We went down this week to check them out. Take a look at this. Here we are today at Great Outdoors Barbecue Co, where we've been invited down for a steak and to find out a bit more about all things barbecue and smoked food. This is us in the shop here at Great Outdoors Barbecue Co. With an absolutely massive range of products, with Primos, Komodo Joes, dozens and dozens of different accessories for your Komodo Joes. Napoleon, Petromax. Let's say, you know what, I'm feeling a rotisserie chicken tonight. You can have one, mate. Right up there, Great Outdoors Barbecue Co. Maybe your palate's more Italian some evening. Don't worry, at Great Outdoors Barbecue Co, they've got you sorted. Pizza ovens. Mwah. Great Outdoors Barbecue also every month has a raffle for £2.50. Just £2.50, even just today, someone won a pizza oven for £2.50. Guys, it's a no-brainer. But sometimes you don't know what rub you're gonna use. Don't you worry, big lad. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could be here all day, mate. Look at those rubs. Holy cow, I've never seen so many marinades. What else to have? That's all from us at Great Outdoor Barbecue Co. Back to the podcast. But that's enough from them. This week, my guest on the Dolecast is Mr. Pete Giffen. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. Pleasure to have you. Very warm this morning in here. Very sweaty.
Is.
Yeah, both sweating come up there.
I'm rocking the shorts.
I wish I was, to be fair.
I rock the shorts 8 months of the year. I'm a shorts guy. Like,
when do you switch?
I would say late October, coming into Halloween.
Okay.
When you're getting the Halloween
so
costume.
Yeah, when you're getting the Halloween, the knees are covered. Like.
Knees are covered.
Yeah.
Islam style.
Is that what you dress up as? Is
yes.
it? Yeah.
Dress up as a mosque.
When you come back, when you come back from, full length to shorts, you move back in like February time.
Late February, I'd say. Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Give the ladies what they want.
Bit of loving.
A bit of shin.
Get the shorts on. Yeah, there's a guy I know would probably be similar. Like 10 months of the year, I'd say, shorts on. Like
there was some comedians, because I run like a mic in Madden's bar in Belfast, and there's some comedians who started there.
Yeah.
And it was during the summer,
yeah.
So I was wearing shorts, and then as I got in towards the winter, I broke my knee.
Yes.
So for like 6 months after that, I had to wear shorts because I was wearing
so
the knee brace.
Yeah.
Then like a full year later, I was wearing trousers, and someone was like, "What are you doing wearing trousers?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, you don't wear trousers?"
Yeah.
It was like it just happened to sync up the summer and then the day. I was like, I do own trousers. Yeah. Like I'm able to wear them.
Just, you're breaking them out of the wardrobe. They're all crusty and all. You have to like give them a wee shake.
Like I like real paranoid. I'm like, what's wrong with my trousers?
Yeah. What actually happened with your knee?
So I was playing five-a-side with, do you know Sean Haggerty?
Yeah.
So, do you ever play five-a-side?
I've played football, yeah, five-a-side, but I haven't, yeah. We used to
manage a five-a-side football
team.
team.
Manage it?
No, we say manage.
Full suit at the side of the pitch, giving the tactics.
We worked in a centre, right? All of us worked in a centre for a period of time. Before some of us were kicked out of the job. And, no, I'm joking.
Stroking jam balls?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you after.
Something?
Wasn't food. But...
Jam Bond's the name of the girl that worked in the deli.
Stroking her. So there would have been like a five-a-side team that played on a Monday night called Centre FC.
I like that.
And it like kind of gathered this like cult following, didn't it? Of like just there was an Instagram page that grew and grew, and it was like close.
We had to keep it private because none of the managers could find out.
Yeah.
Is this official? But
you know what you should have called it? 5-piece fry.
Yeah, is right, Mr. Jambon, manager.
There's a team called like Chicken Tikka Masala and everything.
Yes.
It was like it's great.
Yeah, it got pretty heated at times. You know, we did a giveaway, and it became too big for its own creation, and we had to get rid of it. But
I like that though. I like when people take five-a-side too seriously.
Yeah, it's quite
I'm the guy. It's like, come on, pull it together.
I nearly tried to do some sort of dual five-a-side team, but I couldn't really get the numbers for it.
Couldn't get the workers.
Yeah, but I would have had full kit, like full
kit.
Yeah, 100% on the five-a-side.
But I know we were playing five-a-side, so I wasn't even the people I normally play with, and they had like 9 people. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, we need one more. And I was like, do it. I hadn't kicked the ball in like 6 months, so I turned up and it was Sean Haggerty, and like he's like 40, so it was all like his mates, all like older guys. And about 20 minutes in, I went to get a ball, and my knee just went, nah, mate. So I ruptured my patellar tendon, which is like the thing that holds.
I'm gonna pretend I know what that means, but yeah,
it holds your knee in place.
Right.
So it's like an elastic band that basically snapped.
Yeah.
My knee went into my thigh.
Like, could you see it?
So
Almost in your thigh,
you
almost.
could see the dent in my leg where the knee used to
Should
be.
be, yeah.
So it was like that. And he's like, I've never been more like certain that something wasn't wrong or something wasn't right. I hadn't even hit the floor yet, and I knew something. It was like instant. I can't describe it. It wasn't even like I didn't get a chance to think about it. And I was like, this is like
Immediate pain. Like
and
just
then I had to push my knee back in
there and there.
on the pitch, but because it had ruptured completely, it didn't hold in place.
Just moving about, not trying to catch it.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. Like, and then so I went to the hospital and they put in like a big full leg cast for like 9 days, and then after 9 days, I had to like. They're like, you need surgery or else you'll never walk again.
Seriously.
Because if it's ruptured, if it's
So you
broke a
can't
wee
walk on
bit,
it, yeah.
like a wee bit's hanging on, your body naturally repairs it.
Yeah.
But if it's cut completely, it'll never
it's not gonna
repair.
repair,
So I had to give me surgery and then I had to learn how to walk again though.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was nightmare. I had to go to physio for like 4 months.
When was this?
September.
So just September there, gone?
September passed.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I was at Lavery's one time and you had to be like walked onto the stage, and I was like, that's fair play. I was like,
I think that was my first gig back.
Was it? Yeah.
I think that was my first gig back because I think I
think,
had that in the diary and I was like, I need to do
Mickey
this.
was on, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this guy
Yeah.
coming in, like.
Like,
It was a nightmare.
I haven't learned to walk again, cheapers.
I know.
Yeah, so how long were you out for? 4 months?
See, to be honest, comedy, I think I was only out for maybe about not even 2 months. I wanted to come back. I was like, I need a gig. Now I didn't come back as flat out.
Yeah, yeah.
I was on crutches.
Off
And
the
you seen
ambulance.
it? It was a big, it was like mechanical like leg brace,
Yeah.
like a big knee bracket
Forced
thing.
dumpy, sort of like those sort of.
And then like
Yeah.
after time, like the loosen it, then you get like a more movable one.
Uh-huh.
And then it just gradually came back. Like
Is it okay now? How's it now?
it's all right. Like I can't play football or like run, but like I did the boxing
Well, that's
a
what I
couple
was.
of days ago.
yeah.
Like and I can move about. I can walk up 2 flights of stairs when
Yeah,
someone picks
yeah.
the first
I know,
floor.
I know. Because I was talking to Kieran at Madden's on Tuesday, and he said to me, it was like we were setting up, and he sort of said like, I can't believe Pete's doing this boxing tomorrow, because like
Yeah,
if it happened then or if it happened goes to boxing, you know.
absolute tank, mate.
Yes, nightmare. How'd it go?
It was good. It was a good crack. I shit myself before. I thought because I'm not fit. Like clearly, I was afraid of like running out of breath. I was like, see if I gas here, I'm gonna because once you gas, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So I was terrified of that. And then see after the first round, I was like, do you know what? I'm actually all right. I kind of wish I'd went a wee bit more
Just trying to
hell
land.
for leather
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
give
yeah.
it. I think I was a bit too
Yeah.
nervous of like gassing going into it. I probably could have give it more, but no, it was good crack. It's a good experience.
So, yeah, because I sort of that was your second time doing it.
Yeah, I did last year as well.
And like it, not that it looks easy, but you go it's 3 like 1.5 minute rounds. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's not that bad. And then you sort of like round 2, you're looking and going, these boys are wrecked. Like this
Yeah.
is very hard stuff.
Probably
like,
do dig the head off each other, but it's weird. It doesn't hurt. It's like you feel the force of the punches.
Yes, but
But
you're.
it's not like painful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
And
not like
like-
actually getting digged in the head. Like
Yeah, the crowd shouting and all. Like it's just like a buzz. Like
class. How it must feel. Oh, what's the atmosphere like walking
the
in?
ring walks class.
Yeah.
Like I remember being nervous last year, and then I walked second. No, I walked first last year as well. And I remember like just being in the wings and like listening to like Sweet Caroline playing, and I'm just being like, Pete, wise up, enjoy this. Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
literally, like
Well, that's it.
when are you gonna
Yeah,
get the
people-
chance? And then you just soak it in. It's good crack. Like
Yeah. It's what was so you lost, didn't you?
I lost that.
Yeah. So you're 2-0.
0-2.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, 0-2. Afterwards, what was the plan?
So we went to Lavery's for
Yeah. Just
after
get,
party.
Go get lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a bad idea. See, even you've been punched in the head and you're dehydrated, double Jack and Coke isn't nutrition. You wake up the next day and you're like, why did I do that? Like,
yeah. Was there any sort of surprises? Obviously, watching. Did you see other fights? Or
I
missed
seen
them?
the majority of the fights. A lot of people were surprised by Heather Anderson and Rachel McPeak
Yeah.
because
That was a great fight.
that was a slug fight. But see, anyone that did the training, we weren't surprised at all
Really?
because that's what they were like the whole way throughout. They were like killers. Like
Yeah.
Heather Anderson, like she took it to like a duck to water. Like she got obsessed with it. Like she was so naturally like good at it.
Uh huh.
Like I did like a wee sparring drill with her, and like it wasn't like full on sparring, but it was just like a wee drill, and she was holding back and she was kicking the fuck out of me like easily,
All right,
like
chill out.
easily.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she like was sparring with like men the whole way through it, and like she probably fell in love with it. So when they dug the head off each other, we were like, nah,
Yeah.
nobody
I
didn't doubt
watched the
that.
pay-per-view. Like it was insane fight. Like it was great.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
was gonna ask. Do you know last year it was very like heavily lit as opposed to like this year? I think, which was like at least when I was thinking it was like a lot darker. Does that affect like how many audience members you can see? Do you just
Yeah.
like feel more, Or are you like more focused on the ring at that point, or are you like
So
does it not matter at that point?
So we all meet in the Ulster Hall before it happens during the day, and the first thing I thought when I seen the ring this year was like, oh, it's black, it's dark. It wasn't that same colour last year, and it did look darker, and the ring was bigger this year.
Yeah.
We all noticed the ring was definitely bigger, but when you got in to the ring, the lights above you were actually a lot brighter, but they were like proper lights, so like the ring was lit, but then everything else around it was dark, so it definitely gave off that vibe that the surrounding areas were darker. You don't really see.
You were red team, weren't you?
I was blue this time.
Blue.
It was red last year. It was good crack. Like I can't believe how well they put it on. Like that.
It's an amazing setup.
That team Shane Todd has brought together with 1L Studios and the production team they have. Like honestly, it's like a TV show.
Literally,
Like, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like it's just people coming up to you going, do this, do that.
So when you're turning up, so what time you turn up at? Like
5.
yeah, and what like walk me through it. Like what are you doing from until you get to the ring?
So you go in, everyone's there, and then you get like a medical briefing from the doctor.
Right.
The best thing about it was the doctor was all no headshots. Everyone went, shut up.
Yeah.
We're clearly going to punch each other in the
Yeah.
head. Just like a wee quick medical. You get into the ring, walk around, walk up onto the balcony, have a wee feel of what it's like to be in the ring, and then you meet the DJ. You tell him he knows what your song is, and he just lets you know if he needs to like cut anything out of it or like how he's going to mix it on the night. And then we had a rap team there as well. You know, they did like the professional rapping and the cuts and all. So just one by one you get rapped and just in the dressing room getting hyped up.
Were you cautious of the knee?
No, not cautious of the knee. The only thing that was worrying me, I was afraid of gassing. The knee was fine. Like I knew the knee would be grand. Like
Good.
what I've learned from doing the boxing is I'm surprisingly very good at getting punched in the head.
Yeah, and just taking it.
It doesn't bother me. I'm not good at punching other people,
Yeah.
but I can get dug in the head all day, and it's all right. Like
Would you do it again next year?
I would, but I don't know if they're doing it again next year. I think like we're all sort of like maybe we should just do comedy.
Yeah.
For once,
Do
maybe
everything,
comedians should tell a joke for a
You
change.
do everything but comedy, like yeah.
But who knows? We said we wouldn't do it last year, and then a couple of months passed, and you're like,
may as well, like
give that a go.
but like sell out in 20 minutes. You know, it's just
Crazy.
you could put it on 6 times a year, and it would
You
sell
did in
it.
the SSC.
Yeah,
It's just whether like
the actual
production wise,
can be as good. Yeah.
how they're going to do that. I don't know. But Ulster Hall's great.
But in terms like it's carefree, and that you don't have to, the only thing you're worrying about really when you get there is your fight. Like you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they tell you like the runners come and go right. Who's Pete? You're next. Okay. They're going to come off. When they come off, they're going to do that song, and then you walk through those doors. You go up to there. You stand on the axe. Do the axe. You go. They tell you like what to do.
That's brilliant. That's so good. And so you fought Sean this year.
Fought Sean, which is good crack as
Bit,
well.
bit more personal fight than last year.
Bit more personal, but that's actually easier because when you're friends with someone like.
Yes.
Like we were in the first round and he smacked me and I was talking to him during the fight.
What
I
was
was all right, calm down, calm down, say it out, actually talk to him like so. It was a bit handy. I was more scared last year because Sean Haggerty's an absolute.
He's tank like.
He's a tank like.
Yeah.
I looked at Sean Haggerty last year from across the ring to try and like give him a wee smile, and he went like this, like something out of like a cartoon. He went. He was like,
"Oh right, okay,
what
that's what
is
we're
this,
doing."
like Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. That's mad. But so you fought Sean this year.
Yeah, I only 5 people called Sean.
Yeah, exactly.
It's me and Sean Kingston next year.
I was gonna say. I was trying to think of another comedian called Sean, and then, but you do Madden's with him on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, RB Comedy Club.
Yeah. So you guys, Sean sort of set that up last year, didn't he?
Yeah, so that would have been February was our anniversary. So yeah, about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Coming up to that.
It's great.
Yeah. Was that when you did your first gig?
Was that you were the first? Yeah, first gig. Yeah.
Was that MC that night?
Yeah.
See that?
No.
Special. How many gigs you done?
Did my sick there on Tuesday.
6.
Those 2 guys in the front.
Yes. They were lively.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Lively. Were you on the second half, were you?
First half.
First half. Yeah. That's what I like about Madden's. Madden's is nuts. RB Comedy Club. It's bananas. Like you know yourself. Like it's got everything. It's got like some of the best comedy you'll see, some of the worst comedy you'll see. It's got everything in between. That's what I love about it. It's real. Like it's unique, and I think it has like a massive part to play in the Northern Ireland comedy scene because nowhere else is there somewhere where you can turn up on the night, sign a sheet, do stand up comedy. You get people doing their very first gig. You get people who've been like touring for 10 years coming down to try new material. I love it. It's mad.
It's a great mix. Yeah, it's really, really good mix.
It's a good wee bar too.
Yeah.
Nice bar.
It's just a nice place in general. It's good vibes around the community.
See the staff in there, they're class. So it's in the upstairs room.
Yeah.
They let you just give us a key and like tear away. They just don't get involved. They don't like try tell us what to do. They're not strict. They're so laid back. Like They're classic. I
Class.
can't thank them enough.
And when did you actually start stand-up?
So I started 2022. So I think I did my first gig December 21, so like Christmas time.
Okay, yeah.
But I had like a month between my first 3 gigs. 'Cause there was no RE Comedy Club back in them days, boy.
Yeah, well, that's it. Because there would be
Yeah.
nowhere, you know, if you're not getting like actually booked to go somewhere,
Yeah.
you can't really go
Yeah.
anywhere, you know.
So I basically started in 2022. So, but I went flat out from the start. I did 100 gigs in my first year. I set a wee target. I was like, I want to do 50 gigs in the first year. And then I hit 50 and I was like, at 75. And I was like, right, I'm going to hit 100.
Yeah.
And then the second year I did 150 because
Yeah.
I did Edinburgh as well, which is like a gig every 2 days pretty
Yeah.
much, which is nuts for like starting out, but I was just obsessed with.
And you did Edinburgh?
Yeah, I did Edinburgh last year.
How was that?
It was good. It was mad. It was every emotion, like
Yeah.
crazy, mad, depressed, stupid,
Yeah.
skint, unreal.
How long were you actually there for? The full run?
It's 3.5 weeks, and
Yeah.
I did 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was there for like 18 days.
Jeepers.
So I did a solo
Long
show
time,
every day, and then like jumped on, did spots at like compilation shows.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll have like Best in Northern Ireland, or like there was one called the Northern Ireland Comedy Protocol. And it was just like different
Everybody,
comedians
yeah,
from
run
back
out.
home.
Yeah.
But no, Edinburgh's nuts. Like,
That's great. Quite expensive.
yeah, thankfully my best mate lives in Leith,
Yeah.
which is kind of like Dunmurry to Belfast. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah, so it's not as bad.
10-15 minutes on like
Yeah,
the wee
yeah.
tram. So I stay with him just on like a mattress
Right,
blowout
okay.
bed and his
That's right.
living room
Yeah,
floor, like,
get
and
up.
just.
Were they a mix of like what time were the gigs at? Afternoon, evening?
So my solo show was 3:20 every day,
Yeah.
and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Like if you're doing a gig at like 11 in the morning, forget about it. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't do
just-
that. I was going to do it again this year, and I applied, and like they give you like a list of like all the different slots. They gave me a list of about 50, and about 5 of them were actually half decent times. The majority of them were like 11 or midday, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing it.
People start up for it at that time.
Yeah. Having a cup of coffee while listening to someone
Yeah.
make jokes, like it's just
exactly,
a weird vibe.
exactly.
So mine was 3:20, which wasn't too bad. I sort of got people who were kind of starting their day off, you know, having their first drink of the day.
Yes. Yeah.
My room held 42. I think I might have held 42. On the weekends, you sell it out, and then
Right, okay.
during the week, you maybe get about. Some days you get like a couple of people in. Some days you get 15. Some days you get 10 in.
Yeah.
It's kind of like RE Comedy Club in a way.
Yeah,
do you know what I
just
mean?
like
It's like
changes
some days it's packed. Some days there's only a couple of people in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it wasn't too bad.
There's a couple of weeks ago. It was like I think I turned up early enough for Madden's, and I think in the end there was like 16, 17 comedians turned up to like get
Yeah.
spots, and it was just like sorry, it's
The
not left.
demand's there. Like people
Yeah.
are definitely up for it. There's going to be community vibe as well in it.
I suppose it's good in that you know every week you'll have some sort of show to put on.
Yeah.
And that like there's always gonna be people.
Edinburgh, I found actually helped with running RE Comedy Club because you get used to just making a gig work.
Yes.
Okay, this isn't perfect,
But
but we'll
what
make
can
it
we
work.
do?
Like, because
Yeah.
what else are we going to do? Go home?
100%. That's a great way to look at it.
DIY. Like, what's the worst going to happen? You're going to die in your hole? Probably.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
on with it.
Have you ever had any proper stinkers?
Oh, I loads. All the time. How long have you got? It's alright to swear in this, isn't it?
Yeah, go
Yeah. I was doing a gig in the Balmoral Hotel, and this is the worst hackle I ever got. And the thing that made it the worst hackle was it wasn't audible to anyone else.
Yeah.
The more comedy you do, you realise that's the worst hackle.
Yeah.
See if someone shouts something at you, you can shout something back. See if someone whispers something at you, you can't say anything back because the rest of the audience didn't hear it.
Yeah.
So there's a guy in the front row, and he was just, oh yeah, fuck, yeah. He's all, yeah, fucking lurking.
Yeah.
Just whispering this at me, and I was like ready to dig the head off him.
That's not even funny. That's
Not
just
even
like,
funny.
You just have a go at it.
Do you
Yeah.
know what the worst thing about it was? He was like 50, and he had, do you know one of them like metal chains from like his front pocket to his back
Yeah,
pocket,
yeah, yeah.
and he was wearing a fedora. I was like, mate, there's only one there.
Yeah. You're like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and that was bad because like you couldn't even put him down because then everyone was like, why
Why is he just having a go?
why
at
is
this
that
boy?
comedian annoying that man?
Yeah.
It's like you don't hear what he's
Yeah.
saying. But yeah, I've done some stinking gigs. I did a gig down in like Mullingar
Right.
where I had to follow someone wearing fingerless gloves doing slam poetry,
Right.
and it was in a smoking area, and there was football matches on the TV, and the MC just kept saying like the most horrific, like cancel me material ever.
Really?
Like I've had some stinkers. Like
And you're just like, oh, because that's I suppose that's a big part of it as well. If the MC isn't doing it for you, you're gonna have a harder time getting the room back yourself.
Yeah.
You know, kind of relies on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you emceed my first gig,
That's mad, actually.
which would have been the end of April time. Probably?
End of April. I don't mind MCing. I quite like it. I don't do it like all the time.
Yeah.
I like dipping in and out of it consistently.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fun. It's nice wee change.
Yeah, I suppose like heckling, like you say, like if they're whispering, like you
Yeah.
can't just have a go at them really that much unless.
Makes you look like an arsehole.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone shouts something out, you can shout something back, and you get away with it.
Yeah,
Did you always want to do stand up?
always.
Yeah.
Well, like I started listening to the podcast from here probably just before lockdown,
Okay.
and then had really listened to them. I remember saying to you in lockdown, like I'd love to give it a go, and then my thing was, right, I'll always, like, as soon as I turn 18, I'll head down. Turn 18.
What age are you?
I'm 19 now.
19,
So
right?
turned 18, didn't do it. Just like,
Yep.
nah, I'll do it. I'll do it when I leave school, blah, blah, blah. Just kept putting it off. And then I had John Devlin on the podcast.
Yeah, John's a good lad,
He's
isn't
great.
he? I really like him.
He's great. And he had said that he'd done his first gig at Madden's.
Yeah.
And everybody had said to me, like, oh, Pav, like,
Uh-huh.
that's where everybody starts. And I messaged Luke and I hadn't got a spot and stuff like that. And I was like, right, may as well just go down to
Yeah.
Madden's one night. Went down, had a great time. Really, really enjoyed it.
Class, isn't it?
Sort of like, it's just like, there's no feeling like getting like the first little laugh and you're just
Yeah.
like, bottle it. And it's like, that's,
So me and Luke runs the Pavilion on Monday, which is open mic. It's not sign up on the night, but it's probably as closest thing you can get to our wee comedy club.
yeah,
And every now and again we'd like talk to each other,
yeah,
especially if I'm saying, I remember the first gig you did,
yeah.
saying to Luke, being like, you guys started, because I always let him know if someone started,
Yeah,
or he'll go, how did such and such go on? I remember saying him, you guys started, seems capable.
yeah.
Keep an eye on him if he messages you.
Yeah,
Give
so
him a gig.
I bumped into him. So I worked in the cinema.
Yeah.
I bumped into him the next day in the cinema. I think he was going to see Civil War or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Culture there.
Yeah, walked in and I was like standing with another guy I work with, and I saw Luke at the shop, and I was like, if I want another gig, I should probably go speak to him. I sort of like ran over to him and was like, I think we were playing the same gig last night, and he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I heard you had a good one. I was like, yeah. Pavilion, please. He was
Yeah.
like, yeah, message book me given, which I always find funny. But yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
Um,
I was similar, like when you said about wanting to do it and putting it off. I wanted to do it since I was like, honestly, about 10, like really young. Like even like for Christmas as a kid, I used to always just ask for comedy DVDs, like stand-up DVDs and sitcoms and stuff. When I was 16, I wanted to do it. I was like, right. And I sent a message. You know, have you met Fraser Robb yet?
yeah, he headlined. I did the Pav, he headlined.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
met
yeah.
Fraser. So Fraser's like, I don't know what age Fraser is, but he's an older guy. He's been on the comedy scene for 15 years plus, like OG. And I can't remember how, but someone said, oh, message Fraser at the time. So I messaged him and then was like, oh, I want to do a gig. Start of it, didn't do it. Completely forgot about it. And then I started comedy when I was 26. I completely forgot I'd messaged anyone. I then went to message this guy, Fraser Robb, again, so we can see the chat history.
Yeah.
I'd sent him the exact same message exactly 10 years ago.
Seriously.
Yeah, so it had been 10 years since I first actually asked to do it, bitched out. Not bitched out, but just
But
was
you
like,
know what
oh no, I don't want to do it. Because I think they were, at that stage they were like, you're actually too young. Because I was only 16.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? I think you maybe had to be 18. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was weird seeing that message in the chat history.
I think I suppose it's one of those things as well. It's so easy when you haven't done a gig before to go, I'll just put it
Yep.
off until next week. I'll put it off until next week. Whereas I found certainly as soon as you've done it once, you were like, well, it's 10 times easier to go back next week. 'Cause you've already done it once.
It's an
Whereas
addiction.
It's the first time.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah. I was away to Portugal last week. I was sitting last Tuesday in Portugal thinking like, oh, I wish I was
Yeah,
wish I
it's
was going to
class,
Mans
like.
tonight. Like, you know.
I
but-
don't like leaving a long gap between gigs now. Like if I don't gig for like a week or 10 days, it feels like ages to me now, which is mad to say compared to like not even when I was doing it. But see if you like said that to like Shane Todd or Mickey Bartlett or Luke McGibbon like 10 years ago, like they had to wait like a month between gigs because there just wasn't the amount of gigs.
wasn't, yeah.
We are so lucky.
The scene has changed
Yeah,
exponentially.
the scene
It's insane.
was amazing when I started,
Uh-huh.
and even now through like RB Comedy Club, you can gig weekly.
Yeah.
But when I started, you couldn't even do that. I had to like wait like a month between each
Yeah.
one.
And even as someone in the audience, you're spoiled for choice. Like there's something on every single night of the
Yeah.
week if you wanted
Yeah.
to, if you wanted to go to it. And there's people that do, every single night they're some sort of gig.
And that's without us having a weekly, not a weekly, a weekend comedy club. Like we don't have a purpose-built comedy club.
Yeah.
We don't have a hot water.
Yeah.
We don't have like a frog and bucket or like the comedy store, or the comedy cellar. Like we
Yeah.
just have bars the put on nights,
shows.
and our scene is like one of the best in the UK and Ireland.
You were with Paddy Raff recently?
Yes, I was on tour with him. Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, it was good crack. I did a couple of dates. We did Newcastle here, County Down. Where else did we do here? We did Antrim, did Dublin, did London, and we did Manchester. Yeah, so it was good crack. Good crack, good mix.
Frog Bucket good? I think I spoke to you about Frog Bucket.
Frog Bucket was good. I'd done it before, like the open mic, about a year or two ago. So yeah, it was good to go back and do it. It was good crack. It was probably the best gig of them all.
Right, okay.
The Frog gig in Manchester. Good crack.
Frog Bucket's the one, isn't it? Did they do some sort of show?
Yeah, like Beat the Frog.
Yeah, Beat the Frog.
Beat the Frog. So it's like a gong show.
Yeah.
It's brutal, like. It's brutal.
And what?
It's like 15 comedians.
Yeah.
You go on stage and you have 5 minutes, but the audience can vote you off if they don't like you. Yeah, so they you either get like two or three votes and you have to be gonged off. And like when you get gonged off, like they play like depressing music and all. Brutal. Like proper take the piss out of you. Brutal. And then if you win, or if you go through, if you don't get gonged off, you go through to the final. And then the audience like decide by like a clap off. And then you like beat the frog and a big frog comes out and gives you like a award. It's weird.
Have you done it before?
Yeah.
Good?
No.
I
was 15th out of 15. Right. I was on last. I don't know what it was. I think it was maybe because of my accent, like being from Northern Ireland. But I said like some line at the start, and I think with my accent, I think they thought I was being serious when I was messing around. I could tell they were like tired and like starting from like on the back foot. So yeah, it was alright, and that's why I really enjoyed that gig on tour with Paddy Raff, because it was like redemption.
Yeah,
it's like the last time I was in this room, it wasn't that great.
Yeah, exactly.
This time it was class.
But the scene over in England is so different, in that like there's I know there's a lot of choice here, but there's so much choice over there, isn't there? You know, there's a comedy club on every street, and there's loads of people there as well. Whereas I think there's a guy down at Madden's on Tuesday who had done his first gigs in England. Yeah, and then was here, and he was like, it's just so big over there. It's just so many people, and there's so many, like it's too busy almost sometimes.
Yeah, I've gigged in London a good few places, like, and it's a bit hectic, like it's a bit too hectic. Like I've gigged in the basements of an Italian restaurant in London to like 6 people, and everyone got a free glass of wine, and like while I was on stage, the waiter was just like aggressively handing out free wine to people and like throwing them at people, and like, and someone was, I didn't get a free glass of wine. He's like, you didn't pay and all. Yeah. So anyway, my ma walked into the kitchen there. And I had like my dad's mate had came to the gig, was workmates, and I was just like, I need to get a real job.
Well, has there been a moment where you're like, I'm done with this? This is just, or had a really bad one where you're like, oh, this is.
I think it's funny in a way. See, when you do a really good gig, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
My favourite thing is when you go to a gig, you realise it and you accept it before doing it.
Yeah.
See, when you can go on to a gig and be like, this is undoable, but it's going to be funny. I think they're the best ones. Like, I like we've done some ropey gigs. Me, Luke McGibbon, Jordan Robinson. We did a competition where we tried to do a gig in every county of Ireland.
Right. Okay.
I think I ended up getting like 17 in the end.
Right.
But they'd already done all the popular ones. So by the time I joined the wee project, we were doing like Leitrim on a Wednesday night, and we did a gig. It was on Halloween night. And
trousers were on.
Oh, the trousers were on.
Yeah.
The trousers were on, full burqa. And we were in a people carrier, so I think it was about 6 of us going down. And we went down to this place, and it was like, you on the Google Maps, as you're getting closer and closer. Yeah. The closer we got to the venue, the further away we drove from civilization. We were like in the forest, and it was like 2 minutes away, and we were like, nice and looking good. And we turned up to this big mansion. There was all these cars in the driveway. We were like, surely this isn't it. We were like, someone get out there and knock the door there. So someone got out and knocked the door, and we were like, we're looking for this such and such place. And he's all, no, that's next door. I own that. So we went next door, and it was this like big country and western like themed restaurant in the middle of the countryside of Leitrim. Like a big like stuffed grizzly bear. Right. And like, you know, like antlers on the wall, Texas flags, cowboys, all like guns on the wall. We're going, Halloween night, boys, we're going to get shot. It was like a log cabin. And like we walked in, and they were just like serving Sunday dinners. And like we walked in, everyone just like looked at us. Yeah. And some people had dressed up as well. It was so depressing. And they were like, there's comedy on in that room. And like we went into the room, and it was just empty. There was no one there. And we were like, what are we going to do? And like we delayed it. Eventually we got like 8 people to come into the room. We did the gig, and it was doable. But it was one of them ones where you're just driving away going like, this
Gotta
is
laugh. Yeah,
it's like you gotta laugh because it was
Yeah.
so pointless, but it was funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like,
But we've done some mad ones all over Ireland. Like
yeah, I can imagine. Leitrim.
Where's the furthest you've driven? Like, how long have you driven for a bad gig? Like,
I've did Galway and back in the same night.
I'm back.
Yeah, in the same night. 4 hours there, 4 hours back.
as a late night gig.
Yeah,
Oh, and you've driven. Oh,
working next day for a competition.
yeah. I drove to Galway in September there for a short film to shoot 50 minutes
Yeah.
of footage and then drive back as
Hectic.
well.
And
But like it was during the day. Like I the one
Yeah.
I did driving back like for it.
You know yourself, it's just motorway, so it's not even like you just driving like that.
Yeah.
You don't even turn the wheel for 4 hours. So it's like down to Dublin, across the Galway.
Yeah.
It was for what's the competition? Show Me the Funny Ireland.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've done that twice. Last year, not this year. Whenever it was. The first time I done it, I came runner up. So I was like, oh, it's worth it. I'll do that drive. This year, the last time I done it, I did not come runner up. And it was not worth it.
Yeah. Just driving back home, like,
Yeah.
come on here.
Driving back home going like, we need a hard border.
Yeah. I went to Dublin actually yesterday. We went to the zoo, me and my girlfriend, and I got a speeding ticket recently, and I'm still my R plate, so I was like, well, if I get another one, I'm goosed. So
You got what? What is sorry? You got
speeding ticket.
Oh right, okay.
So if I get another one, I'm
Bad boy
back
here.
to the start, and I'll flip me
55
40,
in Nissan Maker.
43 to 30, and I was like, I can't drive up because
You just really love giraffes.
Yeah,
You couldn't,
yeah, I was
couldn't
like,
wait
listen,
to get there.
I
Like.
gotta get to the zoo, but I can't drive up because if I get a speeding ticket, I'm done for. I'll have
Yeah.
to do the test again. So that's fine. I can drive, which is grand. I fell asleep on the way home.
Lovely.
3 hours there, 3 hours back. She's on her hours as well.
Oh, the
so
whole
like-
way to Dublin?
So yeah, so she drove
Right,
all the
okay.
way there. She
What's wrong with Belfast or airport, I was going to say?
Belfast,
Belfast Zoo?
Belfast Zoo.
Bit
I,
depressing.
it's a bit, yeah, it's a
I
bit
think no,
graffiti
but
all
a
over
bit
the
depressing. Like,
graffiti all over the glass.
The
No,
elephants are smoking figs.
yeah. It was like just
There's a peace wall
yeah.
through the fucking penguin enclosure.
She had booked it and was like, I booked the zoo for Friday morning. I was like, great, what time? And she was like, 10 o'clock. I was like, what? We live in Belfast. We're going to Dublin Zoo. So she was outside my house for 7 a.m.
Passionate.
Yesterday, yeah, wanting to see the monkeys, and I actually bought a wee stuffed animal. You know, one of
Cute.
those orangutans.
Nice one.
Yeah, they're all like climbing over the top of you and everything. Straight back, straight back.
I feel like it's 4 a.m. and we're in like a
Yeah.
kitchen. By,
Oh,
like,
he's orangutans, mate, not climbing over the top of
all
you
are
all.
mad. Like,
I drove to the zoo and all, mate. So all these monkeys, not.
Fucking
There was
crocodiles,
also nothing there about the enclosures. You'd walk up and be like, what's in here?
Yeah.
Glass
I wouldn't go to the zoo. I think it's boring. Like, just stand there and be like,
yeah.
all right,
I paid 15 quid for chicken goujons and chips.
well, there you go.
As a 15 euro, I was like, sure. Dublin. Taylor Swift was also on that night.
Swifties.
Yeah,
They're mad.
yeah. The real zoo, you know.
I seen same age as me, girl. I was in my class in school, like, so she's 28.
Mhm.
Photo of her going to Taylor Swift, and she made her own handmade cape, like
I don't get it.
stitched in the back, like stitching in the back and all,
Yeah.
some personalised messages, and I'm like,
I don't get it.
Go to Dublin
I
Zoo.
really don't. Because I saw a thing this morning. You go to Dublin Zoo, you get a better time. Tickets are about
it's a cult, like, isn't it?
Like, it is. It's weird.
It's weird. I don't mind. See when you see the videos like wee girls going to like children.
Yeah.
I think that's cute, and you're like, oh, that's class. But see when you're like 33, and you're like an admin assistant and a housing executive.
Yeah,
You're like, all right, knock it on the head.
glittery makeup on. It's like,
Yeah.
right, let's go, Taylor. And I saw a thing this morning. It was like she couldn't have done the SSE because it was too small.
Yeah.
Which is just an insane sentence, but like it's Taylor Swift. And then she did 2 nights in Dublin there, and like I had a friend of mine who actually does a radio show here, has got tickets for yesterday and tonight in Dublin,
Yeah.
and he drove up yesterday. From what I know, drove back down, and then is driving back up today
Loves it.
and back down tonight. Just insane for like.
When she was up in
Really?
Belfast, she actually messaged us and said, could she do Are We Comedy
Yeah,
Club?
yeah.
And I said, no,
Sorry,
sorry.
you just have to turn up the night. It's not.
Daniel Houston's doing dick jokes here. Sorry,
Daniel
something.
Houston's talking about his dogs or something. I was
On
like,
the back
yeah,
burner.
you have to, sign up the night. Like, there's no, you can't just.
Do you know who the support act is as well for her?
No.
Fucking Paramore.
Yes, I
that
did.
one
know
would
that.
be actually worth going
I
to see.
did know
And
that.
there's videos of like all her fans like just like not caring when they're on because they don't know who
Yeah,
Paramore is. Like,
I'd rather go see Paramore. I'd be going for Paramore and then leave and be like,
Yeah.
cheers. See, to be honest, I wouldn't. I'd see her.
Taylor Swift's got
but-
bangers, like, but like I'm not.
Shake it off, man. Like,
But
it's,
like,
it's
if someone's like, "Do you want to go for this discounted price?" Absolutely. Or do you want to go down? We'll go down. We'll get there 17
Queue up
hours
before
early.
and camp out and 300 quid or
I
whatever it
think,
is.
yeah, I see there's people as well that like follow people, like follow artists about. So like they'll go, oh, they're playing here and here and here and here. And they'll spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands. It's ridiculous. There's no need for
Do
it.
you mean like
whatsoever.
Baby Reindeer type people, or do you mean just
No,
like
just
people
like
goes-
people will plan like their summer holiday to
of
be
where
like
people are
real,
going?
yeah, and they'll follow like a band about. Whereas people do it for
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
I know a girl.
Not cheap.
She's not listening, so I'm not gonna say her name though. That she's going to see her tonight, and she knew apparently Taylor. I don't know anything. Taylor does apparently quote unquote secret songs, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Where she'll
yeah,
like
yeah.
drop a song and then she won't use it for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And they all
So-
video themselves reacting to it.
So if
cry their eyes
she,
out.
so she was like, oh, but she did this song at this song, so she's not gonna do this. And I swear, if she does this song, and I'm gonna go crazy. I'm
You ever
like,
seen
why-
the
why
Charlie
just go and
Kelly
enjoy
meme?
it?
Which he's like pointing, you know, from
yeah,
all the sun in Philadelphia.
She did this here. She did this here. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
she-
insane.
She can't do it. You know, it's like just go enjoy it. Just go
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Have
Do
you
know
seen
what
the video? It was like a viral TikTok from a while back, and she was on tour, and like whatever happened, these people just were outside the venue, and like the secret song or whatever came on,
Yes.
and the
And they
girl was
started crying.
breaking
Yeah,
down in
shush,
tears, like
mate.
proper screaming.
It's like, go to therapy.
Yeah, it's good if it's
Get back with your act.
Yeah, you
And
can
her
hear it on
friends-
Spotify.
Her
Like
friends are just like laughing at
Yeah.
her as well.
No
They're just
breakups
like,
worth
she's
it.
proper bawling, and her mates are like, yeah, 100%.
You're in a car park.
Yeah, wise up, still covered in glitter and all head to toe, not even at the venue. Yeah, it's weird. But you, if someone handed me tickets, I'd drive there.
I'd
for
be
that.
I'd
there,
go.
like, I'd be shaking
I'd
off.
go on sick
I'd be
work, like
going for
100%.
it just while it's on my, I don't know how it came up to me. We were talking earlier about. Have you seen the? Well, you should have asked me, but you seen the prison video going about? The prison?
Yes.
Mate,
Crazy, man.
nuts. Is
Look
absolutely.
at that, McGabber.
Oh, mate,
Prison
you
Break?
could, I
I think
mean,
it's Nolan
back.
doing a documentary. Sick.
Mate, no one be all of that.
I told Ben. I found her
I
TikTok.
know it's wanted bigger tits.
Fun her TikTok.
I found her TikTok.
Oh, did you? That's two rates you did.
She's like
Send us a video
16K.
finished.
I seen you outside committing petty crimes, trying to get
Go
locked
fix through
up.
windows now. Oh no,
Take me to man.
guilty.
Stroking dusties.
She runs like a family like married life TikTok page.
Right.
It's her and her
I
husband.
did hear she was married with kids.
It's her and her
like.
husband like running about like doing like all these yoga challenges, and then she's getting
Yeah, she was doing yoga in that
Yeah,
video.
downward
Yeah,
dog.
paid- dog.
paid off because she was absolutely.
Was it here or is it America?
No, I was
No, it was
England.
England.
England?
Do
Or it's
you know
not
what's-
here, but
do you
like,
know why you know it's England? Because the cellmate smoking a joint be like, the man them. He's all, no one's getting through my door, bruv.
That's crazy, man.
Turns around, he's like, "Shut the pussy!" Yo, halfway
That's
through, to, like,
crazy.
telling the guard to shut up.
Mad, like.
And then you've Biden as well, who can barely keep his eyes on during a debate. See that?
Seen that? Yeah.
Oh, mate.
They near put you on to vote Trump. Like,
Yeah.
that,
Genuinely.
it just goes to show you that, like, they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, that Joe Biden doesn't make any decisions.
But like,
It's all going to be people in the background.
yeah, like we were talking before this. We were just talking about the state of politics, not the Dolecast of politics every podcast.
Yeah.
We were just like, this is, I mean, like you
Funny,
you
though,
said, like you, it would put you on to vote for Trump because you're like, this guy can barely keep his eyes open during
As
the
a
debate,
comedian, I hope Trump gets in just for material.
just for a laugh.
Oh man,
Yeah,
he's
just for laughs.
hilarious. He's absolutely hilarious.
Class.
Everything he says is. I mean, we're not that we're getting into politics. I think he's fully getting it. I think he's fully.
You
I
will
think
get
he'll
it.
win. I think he'll win.
You will
I think
get
he'll
it.
get it.
Yeah, I
You
think,
know.
yeah, but they're all like, oh, we need. But the fact I think you'll get it is that the fact they're all calling like, oh, we need someone to step in and replace Biden. If that's what you're having to do now, it's probably give.
It's
the other
too
guy.
late.
Yeah,
Should've
it's
done
too
They're
that.
late.
legit
6 months
banking
ago.
on Joe dropping dead. That's what they're happening. They're
Yeah.
like going,
I didn't think he'd make it through the term. Like
I mean, he hasn't. He barely has. He's scratched the surface. Like,
he doesn't know. He didn't know he was out of it. He thought he
Maybe
was
he's
playing.
already dead and they were just stuck
it,
a big
like-
pole up his back of his
that's
suit,
it, like,
moving him
weekend
around.
at Bernie's, them. They're just like.
Do you remember that photo of Prince Philip in the car?
Yeah.
And all the memes, it was like one time fasting and that boy's going to meet the Lord. Like, and like,
Coming back from the Holy Land,
Yeah,
4 in the
yeah,
morning.
He's like, he literally was like in the car. He looked like he'd been dead about 2 months already. But yeah, weird. Strange. But you're doing your own solo show?
Yes.
Yeah.
30th of November in the Limelight. The gift that keeps on gifting. Still tickets available.
That's a good name. Like, that's,
Buy some.
you gotta smile at names like that. So, that's good. Like, it's, yeah.
Yeah, we did a wee photo shoot and all, and I still have the props for it in my boot. And every time we open the boot in my car, I'm like, yeah. We party hat and we gift.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. How long have you been working on that for?
since the start of the year, pretty much. It was ambitious because, like, to be doing solo shows at this stage, I probably shouldn't be doing it on paper. But I was just kind of like, that's the way I work. Like, I have to give myself something ambitious to work towards, and then I'll actually work towards. If I didn't book it in, I would just coast this year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the first year, like I'm saying, I had those targets to, like, do so many gigs. like 50 gigs and 100 gigs.
How did you do 100 gigs if
I know.
that baffles me because
Yeah.
I'm at the minute I'm at the stage where I'm like I just want to get as much stage time as possible.
Yeah.
I'm going like try to get Maddens every Tuesday and then try and get in the PAV, and I've got a couple other things coming up, and you're like, but apart from that, like there's nowhere else really to go apart
mad,
from
isn't it?
unless you're traveling, down to Derry or whatever for chicken box or anything.
That's
like
what I
that.
just did, flat out. Like I keep a list of all my gigs, so I have them all
Yeah.
numbered. So I can tell you I've got like the date and the time of every gig. So
Oh my goodness, man, that is crazy.
I've done 316 gigs.
That is crazy.
And that's what I've got coming up.
Yeah.
So you can say there, like, where's 100? 100 is, 5th of January. So from the start of the year, the 5th of January was 100 gigs. 99, the 31st of December. So 99 gigs in the first year.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
But it's just yeah. I mean, it's good. It's good. It's a good mindset to have if you
Yeah.
want to do it.
Keeping a list is class.
I keep a
It's
list.
also good for...
There's only like 6 on it, but like, yeah,
but no,
keeping a
still
list,
do it.
yeah.
Because like, it's good for booking
Yeah.
in the future. Because then you go back through the list of what you've done.
Yeah.
And you know who to message again.
True. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I was a melter as well. I just message everyone.
that's how I get people on the podcast. Like, oh hey, do you want to come on the podcast?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Left it open. Left
I
it
have
open. Left it open.
absolutely no shame about getting left on red. Some people like it
If
freaks
you don't
them
ask,
out.
you don't
Like,
get.
"Oh, you didn't reply to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I was messaging like just be politely annoying.
Yeah. If you don't
Like
ask,
as long
you
as you're
don't
being
get.
polite, as long as you're not being an arsehole about it. Like what's the worst thing someone can do?
Yeah.
Say
Say
no.
no. Sorry, mate. I
Yeah.
have no gigs for you. All right, no worries. But like Limelight, great venue
Yeah,
to be doing a gig.
I've done it a couple of times. I've done it for the BBC New Comedy Awards, and then I did it opening for Jamie Hutchinson. But
Nice.
I'm in this. It's Limelight 2, so obviously a smaller room, not
Yeah.
like the big room. Like, but I'm looking forward to it.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward. It's daunting. Like, it's the worst thing about doing comedy is selling tickets. It's so stressful.
Yeah, because it's all well and good
Takes the
getting
fun
up.
out of everything.
Yeah, it's
You
all
just
well
want
and
to go up
good.
and do the jokes. Like,
It's almost better probably when you're just on a gig,
Yeah.
so you don't have to worry about like if it doesn't
100%.
sell out. Well, if it's your show and it's sort of
it's
you know,
terrifying.
Yeah,
It genuinely is.
yeah.
But I want to do it. Like, so.
Yeah. The plan is, fingers crossed, is to do like a live podcast next year in the Sunflower.
Yeah.
Um,
Sunflower's perfect spot for that. That's where I would
we
recommend.
did a Mario Kart tournament there last year.
Mario Kart?
Yeah,
Lethal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was last August. It's coming up to a year ago.
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
We had about 30 to 34 people in there and stuff. It was great.
yeah,
Staff's good in there, aren't they? Like,
They're
they're very...
phenomenal.
really
I
good.
can't praise them enough.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, they're great. Like,
so the plan is to hopefully do something like that and put some sort of tickets on sale and like even that I'm like wait, when do I need to put these on sale? So I'm like I'm guaranteed like people have enough time to get people to like try and buy these and stuff like that because it's just so
I do this thing where I put my last year for my solo show and this year's where I put the tickets on sale well in advance.
Mhm.
And it's good and bad. It's good because it means like it's so far in the future that you don't have to freak out
yeah
and it gives people time, but it's bad in terms like it does drag. So you get like initial sales and then it like slumps.
yeah.
Slumps. People buy
The
at
announcement
start,
and everything of like
buy
oh
the
yeah,
announcement, and then they buy the week off,
Yeah.
and then in between it's just
just
like,
no man's land
like,
like oh,
dribs and drabs, like
Yeah.
not much at all. Like,
yeah.
so I don't know what the sweet spot is. I haven't worked it out
Yeah.
yet. Like,
But that, although it's an ambitious project, it's
Yeah.
class. It's a
Yeah.
great spot. Great sort of, like you say, like it's good for just like having it. Man, like I did the Limelight.
Yeah.
So,
because I did
Limelight.
my solo show last year was local,
Mhm.
so I did it in the Ashburn, which is like a hotel in Lurgan.
Mhm.
We sold like 250 tickets
Class.
because it was local and like everyone knows me in Lurgan, and
Yeah.
like they were just like, oh, we'll go up to town to see Pete.
Yeah.
So that was good, but then this year it was like, if I do that again, it's just going to be all the same people coming. Like I want to test myself.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can sell tickets in Belfast because I know 80% of the people aren't going to bother coming up here to see me. They were only going just because it was just around the corner
Yeah, exactly.
out of Hannes. So I was like, right, I'll test myself. So that's why I picked the Limelight. I was like,
Yeah.
iconic wee sort of place. Used to go there growing up. Like,
Definitely. Still go.
yeah, yeah.
Little Baba Thursday.
The rock room still happen?
I couldn't even tell you what the rock room
That's
is.
depressing.
What
I
is it?
feel old as fuck
What's the
now.
rock room?
The rock room. So when you went into Limelight, the big room on the
Yeah,
left
yeah.
and the right.
Yeah.
So Limelight 2 used to have rock nights there, and that can't remember what day it was, but it was all like Paramore and pop punk and
yeah.
screamo music and Bring Me the Horizon, All Time Low. Everyone with nose
Ben's more
rings.
of a Limelight head than I would be like.
I don't think
Class.
they still do that. The UFO on a Wednesday night. don't they?
Lethal. Nah, you gotta bring back a rock room. It looked like.
Let's get it.
Do you know what it looked
let's
like?
get it
It
done.
looked like the Christmas party for fresh garbage.
Right. Okay. Right, okay.
It was just nose rings
Yeah.
everywhere. Everyone with emo hair.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
Bring it back.
What was it called? The Rock Room.
The Rock Room. Well, that's what we just called it. We're going to the Rock Room. I don't know if it had a proper name or not.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? There was one.
Where would you have gone?
I did go to the Limelight. Thompson's was flat out.
Yeah.
Just taking yokes.
Getting a big refurb. See that?
Aye.
Like it's like Tony Stark's mansion, man. It's like, well, that's what the plan.
Also,
looks
it's
like.
culture.
Yeah,
Bring back plastic cups. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Plastic cups, sticky floors, and people taking keys in the toilets. Yeah, there are Thompson's. When I went to the Student Union in here, like Mandela Hall, when it was downstairs, that was good crack. Like I was just flat out. Like I would have went anywhere. Like
Yeah, I can't really speak that. We went to Filthy McNasty's one New Year's Eve, and
I had a brutal gig in there once.
Really?
Tell you about bad gigs. Oh, it was stinking. Like it was me. Do you know Ishan Akbar?
Yeah.
Him, Dave Elliott, and someone else, and it was nightmare. Like.
Yeah.
I think they did 2 in it and then they stopped. Like. So when you walk in from like Filthy's, you can kind of just walk off the street and you're in the room.
Yes,
That's where the
yes,
gig
right
was. So
there.
people just walked in, like smicks, and just hackling, and just it was a nightmare. Like.
Did you see Will Ray had a pretty bad one the other night?
Yeah.
It's that like banger thing, but I don't even know what it is. But it's just like some
I've
sort
been
of
avoiding that.
some
Yeah.
sort of competition.
Where
Up
is that?
there.
Because I've never heard of a good
It's
gig in life.
in, I think it's either Hop House or Grand Social or something.
See, I've done a load of gigs in Bangor, and I didn't. When I heard the name of the place, I'd never done that place, and
Really?
I've done like 5 or 6
Oh, right, maybe
venues in
something.
Bangor. So I don't know. Like I sort of like that's the sort of gig I would have done that first 100.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
like I've done that now.
Yeah,
I've earned my stripes. I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah, I've done.
I draw the line
I've trailed through
somewhere.
the sludge. Yeah, I'll just because it was
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Tunnel,
Yeah.
because I've done Daniel Quinn's story or something, and it was just like some boy was like rapping, and then there was comedy, and then Will Ray. So I sent it to you guys. It was just like just a chat. Like people were just chatting in the background.
Yeah.
Someone screaming to shut up from the back. It's like,
That's the thing. Some people don't know how to run a gig, and that's not like a slag on them. There's certain like things that a comedy gig needs to have to make it doable.
Yeah,
One of the things that makes that hard is see when you have a mixed bill, as in like mixed forms of art,
yeah.
like someone rapping and then someone getting on to tell poetry about like their ma getting cancer.
Everyone's there for
And then
different
someone's
things.
up doing
Yeah.
jokes. You're like, "Guys, this can't work.
Yeah.
It's not doable." Like,
It needs to be one thing.
call it a day.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I've heard a
saying
few horror stories about
saying
that
that if
place.
someone asked me to do it, I'd probably be like, yeah, 100%.
I would advise you to do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just because you'll get better.
Yeah.
You'll get better from doing gigs. 100% you
Yeah.
do. That's one thing I learned from Edinburgh. Like, see, people think you go to Edinburgh Fringe Festival and like you become a lethal comedian. You don't. The best version of yourself doesn't get better. The worst version of yourself gets better. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So say I've like here, you've like the potential, say some of your gigs you can maybe do like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
And like the worst case scenario maybe like a 3 out of 10. You don't go to Edinburgh and like go like that.
Yeah.
You go to Edinburgh and get like that.
Aye, so the worst one you do.
Do you know what I mean?
becomes
You
better,
learn
yes,
how
I
to
know,
die gracefully.
Yeah.
You learn how to turn like a bad gig into an okay gig,
Yeah.
which is such an underrated skill.
That's probably that's skill in itself. Yeah.
Because if you're doing well, you're doing well.
Yeah.
You're going to do well.
Yeah.
But I see if you're doing badly, to be able to make it
Turn it
half
around,
possible,
Yeah.
like,
It's a
night
good
and day.
skill. Yeah.
That's what keeps you sane.
Yeah.
Sort of
I mean, so how many gigs have you done now? This is your 316.
16, over 300,
That's
like hundreds, like
crazy.
yeah,
That
2.5
is-
years.
That is crazy. And do you think soon you'll be able to go full time with it? Do you reckon?
I don't know, probably not.
Yeah.
It's one of them ones. If you focus on that, there, I feel like you're focused on the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah. But yes.
You know what I mean? That sort of a way.
Yeah. I know.
Like I really like my job that I work. I really do enjoy it, and it's easy and it's handy. And I don't work weekends. I don't work evenings. So like, I did debate quitting my job a couple of months ago, and like, I wonder if I could just go full time and go at this. But it's like, what's the point? Like, I'm getting like an easy wage and I enjoy my job, and it's actually my team's good crack. I was like, do you know what? I may as well
the
just get,
availability in the evenings to do comedy.
yeah, I may as well do both. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I think that's my issue at the minute, where I'm working at the minute in the cinema. Like, 'cause no one's going to the cinema at 9 in the morning, so you're in there at night. Whereas that sort of takes away.
Is it the QFT?
No, it's
I don't know what that is.
all right enough. You're lurking, man.
Yeah.
Just like I've just docked myself there. Like yeah. Do you know?
Jesus, maybe coming at you.
Okay, I thought it was like a QFT, like a wee fancy one,
Yeah.
or like a wee student one.
I'd probably like to work in the QFT to be fair.
I've
Like,
tried
Who
to
is
apply
it? There's not some open. There's some open mic comedian works in the QFT.
that might be.
There might be. I've
Oh,
tried
yeah.
to apply there.
I thought it was you, or maybe it's just you working in the cinema.
I work in the
assume.
cinema, yeah, but it's not. I right enough. I do a load of jokes with cinema. But no,
Maybe it is you. I was thinking of it.
but yeah, I mean, if QT or like a guy, let me know.
Put the boy out.
Yeah, holler. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. I think people don't when I say comedy's complex, it's not it's not like you're being an astrophysicist, but like it's there's certain skills that like if you don't do if you don't do this, you'll have a pretty bad time of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I think that's a really good one. Actually, what you said there about
there's so many wee things like that there. Like don't run before you can walk.
Yeah.
Like don't try and be an edgy comedian.
Yeah.
And talk about like trans people when you've done like 6 gigs,
Yeah.
because that's a really contentious topic. And if you don't have the skills to navigate it, you come across looking like an arsehole.
You just look like a loser.
Just try be funny for the first 6 months or a year, and then see once you actually feel like you've got skills, then maybe start go for like. You see a lot of people go on, they're just like watch a Dave Chappelle special, and they think like, oh, I can just do that, and you get up and you're like, oh no.
Did you? Who was your like main inspiration growing up?
So I love like British comedy more than like American.
Yeah, same.
So I would have been stuff like Peter Kay, Lee Evans, stuff like that. Did you ever watch Limmy? Scottish comedian?
Yeah.
Limmy's quite niche, like.
He's the one that's like a kilogram of feathers and a kilogram of steel.
Right.
And he's like,
oh yeah.
He's like, no, it's still a kilogram.
Yeah.
It's great. He does like Twitch streams and stuff.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yes, because when I typed him up there, it said Limmy Twitch, and I was like,
yeah, he's big on Twitch now.
Big Twitch guy, is he? Is it the sort? Would you go specifically just stay in comedy, or would you move into like acting or anything like that?
Don't know about acting. I've done a few radio on Blast. Enjoy the podcasting. I've done a few presenting, like not presenting, but like hosting.
Yeah, I know.
You like charity nights, stuff like that. They're not bad. Me and Kieran, we wrote, we pitched a sitcom to BBC last year. It was good crack. Like we got flew over to London and all, and like got the pitch to them. Like nothing ever came of it, but that was good crack. Like
The
writing
opportunity is,
writing an actual sitcom. Me and Kieran wrote that, like the pitch. So I'm open to doing different stuff. I don't know about acting, just purely because I don't know if I'd be very good at it.
Yeah.
I was kind of against the idea of acting. And then Kieran and Luke and different people, they've started doing sketches. So do you know what? They're actually pretty good. But I don't know if I'd be very good at it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I suppose it's sort of thing you could dip your toe in with, sort of 1 minute sketches and stuff like that with them,
But stand up would be the main thing.
Focus.
But I think podcasts and like TikTok and stuff, unfortunately, that is like the way to promote yourself. Yeah. If you just do stand up and don't ever mention it to anyone, you're not going to get seen. You have to take photos yourself, put clips up, and do podcasts. It's just the way marketing it is now.
Yeah, and you had Kieran was on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
you guys did Are We podcast?
We did Are We podcast. Yeah, that was good crack.
And that's Kieran said that's done now.
Yeah, we put that in the back burner. So we did that when we started doing stand up. We basically started that from I think maybe about only a couple of months in, 6 months in or something. We started doing it, and we sort of branded as like 3 open makers.
Yeah, and
it was kind of just to get our name out there. Because we sort of thought like we're stronger together as a 3 than like individually. So for the first like year and a half, we stuck as like a wee trio. Yeah, branded ourselves as Are We podcast. It got me and Sean onto the boxing. Then we did Are We Comedy Club. Yeah. Just if you do stuff together, it sort of helps you.
So how long did you start it before you got the call for the boxing? I said a call like.
So the boxing, So the boxing last year was February. So I would have been doing stand-up a year and a month when it happened.
Mad.
So I would have got the call up about 9 months into stand-up.
That's crazy. Were you not like flipping heck?
I know.
Ulster Hall boxing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When it was like in the wings, being like, soak this in because you don't know when this is going to happen again. And thankfully it happened again this year. Like, so it was good. Like, but yeah, the podcast, it's just, we recorded that much. We didn't miss a week. So I think we did like 90 episodes back to back.
I wish I could not miss a week.
Yeah,
it's just such a hassle sometimes.
It is. So imagine how much of a hassle it is.
Yeah.
3 people.
Yeah, trying to
3 schedules. Yeah. And then we moved from Kieran's house. We used to do it on the weekend, Kieran's house. I was like, fuck, we have to give up like a couple of hours on the weekend. So we moved it actually on a Tuesday for our wee comedy club. Yeah. So we used to record the podcast before the comedy club. Nice, but that meant like we had to get down straight from work, do the podcast, set up, do the gig, and then Tuesdays just turned a really long day.
Shattered by the end of it, yeah.
And do you know what it was? We did the podcast in the room where the comedy happened, and like staff would be walking in or people would be coming in to sign up for the comedy, and like you were doing the podcast, but you weren't even thinking about what you were saying. You were kind of preoccupied.
Of like someone wanting in or like
Exactly, and
or
then
people outside and all that stuff.
there's also only so many conversations 3 people can have.
Hey, we ran into
You
this.
find that out.
We ran into this issue. There was I can't remember. It was probably about
I
4 or
think it
5
was
months
80,
ago.
I think it was 84.
Yeah,
I
it's
think I
about-
remember it was episode 84.
Yeah, it was about
Yeah.
4 or 5
It's when
months
it
ago.
just we call it schlock of the week. It was just
12 minutes.
Yeah, I think we
Got
did.
12 minutes in.
I think
We're
we
like,
did 88 or 90 episodes, so maybe that's the
Really?
breaking point.
We got. But I think there is you get into this weird rhythm of like my podcast this week, and you chat and chat and chat and chat and chat and chat and chat, and then eventually you just get to the stage where you go, nothing to cover this week, lads. If nothing strange or
I think
stuff
I
happen.
literally after that point we need to sort of switch it up here, like get more guests on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either like swap people in. You're like, because it was me and Ben just in.
pretty much. It used to alternate, where it was like me, and then maybe Ben by himself or Aaron by himself, and then maybe the two of them together, and then someone else, and then it was like. Then they'd be back, and then I was like, you were just getting the stage. You were getting the same stuff every single week, which is just like,
And we were in like a group chat as well, so like you're talking all week, so you already know what you're doing.
Same.
Like, what are we resorting to? What do you have for dinner?
Yeah,
Like people don't want to listen to it, and then because there was 3 of us, excuse me, and the 3 of us were always on it to get a guest, and we had a guest on. It was 4 people trying to talk, and a lot of people like talking over each other, and like the quality of the guest episodes weren't as good as the 3 of us. So all that mixed together, and then Kieran and Sean were going traveling around Asia.
Yeah.
So we just got to like, a certain level, we're like, right, leave us for now. It sort of ran its course. It did what we wanted it to do.
yes.
Got our
Pushed you
names out there, and then
yeah.
we could sort of feel like we can stand on our own 2 feet now,
Yes.
and still do the comedy club together. Like Sean's the main organizer of that, and me and Kieran help out. And it's good. Like
It's a great spot. Like it really, really is.
yeah,
Would you move to your own solo podcast one day or something like that?
I would think about it. The only thing that would let me down is I'm crap with tech boys. Like I wouldn't have a clue. Like honestly, I would kind of like. Almost not a podcast, but kind of when we were talking about Limmy there, not Twitch. I wouldn't do streaming for like 3 hours, but like, if you ever see like Limmy's, like, there's a channel where they like clip his moments from his stream, but the clip might be 10, 15 minutes long, so it's not a podcast, but it's not like a wee clip.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a medium length.
James Downey does that with Crack News.
Does he?
So
Yeah.
like his are like 10, 15 minutes
Aye.
long,
So say there was like example, like it's a real funny one. You do those tier lists.
Yeah,
Like
we
God
used to do tier lists on
super
here.
tier.
Yeah.
There's a one where Limmy and he ranks all like the British chocolate bars.
We did all this. Yeah. So we did those Shane Todd and Dave Elliott when they came on.
Right. Okay.
So we did biscuits or something with them, and we had like the Shadow Realm and everything.
Yeah,
like that. So,
I like doing something.
yeah.
I would like almost like to do that there as like a YouTube channel. Just sort of me like rambling about any old for like 10, 15 minutes, or like me reviewing Love Island. Something like that.
Something that like it's not long form content, but it's
That
not
sort of
really
medium.
short either. It's
Yeah.
like just a nice like
Yeah.
someone's watching, having their lunch, you can sit down and watch the whole thing start to
Yeah.
finish before.
Lunch videos are crucial.
Yes.
They are crucial. I need a lunch video.
Do
Like,
you know what? That actually wouldn't be a bad way to brand it.
lunch videos?
Yeah.
Here's your
Or like on your break or something
Do you
like
know what I
that.
mean? Yeah, yeah.
On your break.
10 minutes,
Copyrighted.
10, 15 minutes. That's all you
Yeah,
need.
that wouldn't be a bad idea actually.
100%. Yeah.
The boys thought of it here. We're patting it now.
Yeah.
No, but you walk out of the building and we've
On your
already
break
copyrighted
has
it.
a trademark on it, but yeah, it's something to think about. But thank you very much for coming on the Dolecast.
Guys, I appreciate it. It's been lovely. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for having me.
I'll probably see you at Madden's.
Yes, see me at Madden's on 30th of November. Gift that keeps on gifting.
Do you know what?
Just want to grab a few tickets.
Yeah, the ticket link will be in the description,
Appreciate that. Thank you
of
guys.
course. But yeah, thanks very much for coming on,
Thank you.
and we'll see you later. Goodbye.